What's going on YouTube? In today's video I will be discussing and showcasing how to improve yourself with the shoulder pin of the Valkyrie. It's always been something I was curious on how to do when I originally started using the Valkyrie, and yeah, I'll get into how I work on it. What I do is I go to dual practice against a level 1 bot, and I started out just by mainly practicing just the shield like dash, because it's a two-part move. Obviously, you do the shield dash into the deflection, and then after you get that deflect, that's when you're able to complete the shoulder pin move. So if you can't get the actual deflect down, it's actually impossible without getting the deflect to get the shoulder pin. And honestly, the deflect's the hardest part, if it's even considered a deflect. That's just the easiest term for me to use. So, like I said, just using just the dash at first, just to figure that out, because there's a certain timing that you want to do it on, obviously, and it's right before you would parry. So right before it turns white, I know it looks like I'm hitting it as it's white, but that's because I'm starting my dash right before. And then as soon as you land that, that's when you can hit the heavy to follow up with that bleed. Shoulder pin isn't always the most effective, but it is a fun tactic, and it does look badass. It also is very effective if your opponent has lower amounts of health. And there are a few little mess ups, like right there. Do it again. If you don't hit that deflect and then you still try hitting the heavy, it will do that. You'll miss, you'll still dodge the attack, but then you'll try and start a heavy attack. And that's no bueno, you will take damage. See, so now once you get some comfort in the actual deflect process itself, you can start working on blocking and then following up that next attack with a deflect. It's another good strategy that was very effective for me when I was trying to practice this. And as you can see, I still do mess up a few times, but it's okay. It's all practice, and this is why you go do it in the duel with the bots, so you don't mess up your KDR if you're worried about that. Obviously, if you're not, you can go just practice it in game. But I'm going to slow this down a little bit just to show you the proper timing. So if I dash right as it turns white, that's how I miss, but right before, that's how you get it. Sorry about my terrible editing skills, but I wanted to zoom in and kind of express it a little bit better. So like I said, as soon as you get that dash, you can just follow up with that RT or R2 or the mouse, whichever you use for your type of controller. And if you barely miss it and you still hit that RT or R2, heavy, whatever you're using, that's what happens. And that's what I was talking about. So you want to be very careful, and that's why you want to practice that deflect, and you really want to get that timing down, because if you mess that up, especially in game and mid duel, your opponent will have a huge advantage over you, and if they don't take it, well, that's fortunate for you, but most people would really take that opportunity. And as you can see, the bleed isn't the most effective to kill someone with, because each time you do bleed, it doesn't do more bleed to the existing bleed already there. It only adds on a little bit to... So since I just did one full bar and left a little bit of time in between the next hit, it's just going to take, say, 10%. So if I did 10%, which was a bar, and it got to about 8% of that being complete, then it's going to do 18% with my next one, if that makes sense. So you don't want to just keep doing the shoulder pin, because it doesn't stack. It doesn't just go 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, and then, you know, you just get to where you kill them in 10 hits, or whatever the amount of bars is someone has. I think it's actually 5. So 5 hits. You would have to do some waiting in between there. But this is practice, so it doesn't matter. You just want to try and get as many as you can in there, and after you get them in there, that's when you can take it to the duels. Or not, you can do it right away if you want to. It's just going to be harder because you won't have a very telegraphed opponent to practice against. And another thing I did find that you can do, which I should have put an example in here, is you can start up a heavy and then feint that heavy, and straight out of the feint, if you get that timing right, you can go straight into the deflect and then go into the shoulder pin. So it's really hard to do, but you can do it, and hopefully I can show that in the future. But this practice should be ending up pretty soon, and then I'm going to show what happens when you try using it in duels, because it can be blocked, and I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not. And it's just a good thing to be wary of. It's also very easy to be opened to being parried if you're following up with lights. There's a very telegraphed attack, so be wary of that too. So this is up against a warden, obviously, and I'm gonna play this clip back a few times, but he goes to attack with a heavy, and I go shoulder pin, and as you can see, he blocked it. So let's watch that again. He goes to attack with that heavy, still was able to block it. So just be wary of that you're not always guaranteed it. And I did land it there, but I follow up light, and then he got the parry on me. Now I'm gonna finish the video up with some gameplay of me versus a Rep 3 Berserker as I wrap this up. If you guys have any questions that I didn't answer, feel free to comment and leave them down below. I'll respond as quickly as possible. If you like what you saw, leave a like on the video. Lets me know I'm doing well with my content. And as always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, or night, whatever it is for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.